siya? Ano siya?
So this is the Cottage.
This is the result. This fatu salad, after we mixed it, we added oil and vinegar, salt, and allspice.
Caldereta.
Or whatever she said, Caldereta. This is kafta, which is meat, onion, and parsley. This is whatever she said, I agree.
Something like that. And that is our my
Morning guys, welcome to Barandalan Balikbayan again. Today it's Sunday and we're gonna have a lot of guests in the afternoon for supper. So we're trying to figure out a few things to do. Different things. So today I decided to do the Chinese hot and sour soup, which I've done like dozens of times my style. It doesn't have to be authentic the way the Chinese do it. So as you see here, we have, what's it called?
The tofu.
The tofu. See, sometimes I miss the names. This is tofu, there's the dark tofu, there's the white tofu. Here we have shallots. This is for the final touch decoration of the plate.
The most important
The
thing.
most important thing is the bamboo shoot. This one I buy it in cans ready-made. What makes the secret taste of the hot and sour is the hot pepper. A lot of hot pepper that goes according to your taste. There's ginger, there's garlic, there's carrots. We add corn to it. Chinese don't put corn in it, but I love corn in it. Then we have shiitake mushroom that I cut into small tiny pieces, and I leave the juice to sink for a while because that's what gives it really the authentic, beautiful taste. Then we have here fungus mushrooms. Once I start putting all the ingredients, just before people start coming, I'm gonna start mixing all that, and come and join me to put all that stuff together. Hi again. All the ingredients are ready. I start by putting vegetable oil in the casserole, and I add the ginger with the hot pepper and the garlic. Well, later on I'm gonna add the carrots anyway, so I could start frying that stuff. That's what gives it all the beautiful flavors. So we saute all that stuff a little bit on fire. I like hot fire when I'm doing Chinese food. So you saute all this a little bit. Once the garlic starts turning a little bit brown, we don't want it too dark, and you start adding the ingredients slowly.
2, 3.
So now that my garlic and ginger is almost done, I don't want to burn it. I start adding the ingredients slowly. I start by adding a little bit slowly the carrots. We'll saute them a little bit before I start adding the fluids. So just move them a little bit. Okay, now I sauteed the carrots a little bit. I start adding the broth, chicken broth with water, and let it boil for a while. Alright, so now that it's boiling, as you see, we start adding the shiitake mushroom because it takes time with all that juice.
Could you explain how you prepare the dried shiitake? Because we're using
the dried shiitake, it's very easy. You just put boiling water and you leave the shiitake mushroom for like 15-20 minutes inside, and then when it's cool, you take it and you start slicing. Same with the fungus mushroom. See the fungus mushroom? It's already ready-made, small sliced. Then you add it because they take time to become softer. So we start with those hardest ingredients. So now I add the corn because the corn is already boiled, but we add it. The softer it is, the better it is. We add the corn and we let it boil with the shiitake mushroom and the fungus mushroom. So now that it's been boiling for like 5 minutes, I start adding the bamboo shoot. Spread it a little bit everywhere. After the bamboo shoot, the last ingredient to be added would be the tofu because it's very soft. So that's the thing that you add the last. Now that it's been boiling again for another 5 minutes, I start adding the bamboo shoot, which is your protein in the soup.
It's not bamboo shoot, it's the tofu.
Sorry, the tofu. I added the bamboo shoot before. And you just add it and you let it mix inside. After the tofu, we're gonna start seasoning according to our taste. You could use my guide or you could do it according to your taste, but that is trial and error. We let it boil again for another 5 minutes. We start adding the ingredient, and you have to readjust the ingredient according to your taste, of course. So the first thing we're gonna do is add the white pepper. That's why it's called hot and sour. Hot from the white pepper and the pepper inside, and sour because of the vinegar we're gonna be using. So we add pepper.
What's that, about a spoon, yeah?
About a spoon, because it's a big casserole. Then we're gonna put some salt, not too much. You will readjust later, even though it's a big casserole, but we're gonna be using soy sauce, and soy sauce is salty.
Yep, we don't want it too salty.
Then what we use is the dark sauce to give it that dark color, rich color of hot and sour soup. So not too much in the beginning, you just put a little bit.
Like about 3 spoons, yeah? 3 spoons?
About 1 spoon in the beginning, I put 1 or 2 spoons. Then we use sesame oil.
Any
Give it a
sesame
beautiful-
oil, yeah?
Any sesame oil, just a bit, not too strong. Another dark sauce.
That's the light sauce.
That's
Soy
a
sauce.
light sauce.
Light soy
to
sauce,
readjust.
sorry.
Just another spoon.
My favorite.
Hoisin sauce. Not too many people like to add hoisin sauce, but I love it because it gives it a different distinctive flavor. So just a little bit of hoisin sauce. Of course, all this has to be readjusted a little bit later. Then we get white vinegar. This is Oros from Greece. And that's what's going to give it
Sour
the
taste.
sour taste. And that you have to put about half a cup, and then you readjust according to what you're going to get. Now you start mixing. And while you're mixing, next step is to start tasting to see if the taste is according to what you like or not. Now that I readjusted the colors, as you see here, I added a bit of soy to give it that dark color. I added a bit of salt because it wasn't salty enough. And now to thicken the sauce, you mix a spoon or 2 of cornstarch with cold water, and you start adding that to the sauce. And it's gonna thicken it. All we have to do next is, once you're ready to serve, or you could do it now, we could add an egg, 2-3 eggs according to your taste also on top, and you let it boil slowly on low fire.
For about another 20 minutes.
About 10 minutes, 20 minutes max. And then we're gonna do it now since we're at it. So here's the egg. When you're putting the egg, you don't put it straight in one place. You just try to make it in lines. So the egg, when it boils, it spreads everywhere. That's 1 egg. That's 2. Because it's a big casserole, I put 3 eggs. And that's the 3rd one. At the end, before you serve it, what you do, you add the shallots in the bowl, and you
For
let
garnish.
people add to garnish it as much as they want. Also, the Chinese, for decoration, they add a bit of coriander, but a lot of people don't like the coriander, so I tend not to
I'd
do
rather
it.
not to. Yeah, but
And that's about it. So now, this is the shallots. You could either add them here. Some people might not like shallots, so I don't add them. You just serve them in the bowl like we do when we go to Chinese buffets. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed my recipe.